So, God, first, I have no idea how long I have on the phone to film this Quibi, but let's do it anyway, shall I say. Um, the abuses of religion. So, once again, if you've literally watched majority of my videos for any period of time, let alone if you've just watched, one or two of them here and there, you would definitely know that I am once again, a born again Baptist Christian, and so on and so on. I enjoy learning about different religions. I enjoy learning about different denominations of Christianity. I enjoy learning about religion itself. I enjoy learning about, again, more and more, as a from Christ's tree, about Christ's self. And I'm definitely making up one of those words on the fly. And I look forward to continuously going about in this everyday blessing of the young life for which I live. With that being said, there's a reason why, again, I'm passing out all these cards and trying to once again grow the brand to God first best ways in which I know that I possibly can, because I love myself, I love my family, and I want to continue to keep on pushing forward. There's a lot of, again, personal life, family stuff that, again, is very much coming. If not in video, it's definitely coming in, well, if like I mean vlog video, not like documentary video or TV show video or whatever. I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to write some documentaries or do something about my family life, because God knows a lot of hidden figures there that I really want everybody to literally understand, to comprehend, and understand, where I come from, how I got here, why I'm here, and what I believe that I'm doing on this earth, and much more. With that being said, the abuse of religion is something I can assure you. Religion was not designed to be abused. It was not. Now, I want people to understand, it is when you abuse religion, that's when, things get so murky, so muddy, and people get so ostracized amongst a lot of other things. Like that's where all the damages, the disgrace, and more comes from, is the abuse of religion. Religion was not designed for any of that stuff. The religion, when it's properly used to glorify Christ's name and to build your character and moral faith, that's what it does. It helps you with character, it helps you with integrity, it helps you with discipline, it helps you with morality, it helps you with, develop your talents, it helps you, doesn't manufacture your skill. I can make up this stuff all day long, but you get the point. The abuse of religion is when all you're doing is crying, all you're doing is being upset, all you're doing is having a negative vengeance against the world, all you're doing is hating people, all you're doing is being extremely negative, and dare I even say always suicidal, or whatever the case or cases could be, because that is the abuse of religion. That's what abuse is, period. But definitely the abuse of religion. The abuse of religion is not supposed to be occultic. That's not at all what it's supposed to be. But people have manufactured it to be, or mistaken it to be, negatively occultic, because they don't know what they're doing. Now, a lot of people come they come from families which they can't control any of this stuff. A lot of people come from families where they can't control any of this stuff, and they just have to go along God first, the most appropriate they can to get along with their families. So I can sympathize with all of that, especially up until you get 18 years old. I can sympathize with as much and all that as you can endure, walking on eggshells here and there, trying not to tick somebody too much off the bonkers and rails to where it's like to a point of no return or something. But to other people, I want you to understand, I am once again totally all up for people growing up in a strict Christian household. But I do want the parents of those strict Christian households to understand there is ways to raise your children, and there's ways to not. Now, for anybody who's asking themselves or telling themselves this old-fashioned phrase that you can't tell me how to raise my kids, you know what? How many times does your kid come home crying? And how many times can your kid point out exactly why they're crying and point the finger directly at you? There's many different scenarios to point there. I want people to understand I am totally not here to, dare I say, I'm here in so many ways to indeed ruffle feathers, but I'm also here to be as polite and generous and genuine with people as I possibly can, up until I have to ruffle some feathers. Because I do not I'm not here to make a bunch of enemies, but I'm also not here to just lie to people and pretend as if they're right for being wrong when the evidence is clearly right in their face. I want you to understand, we got a world full of pride, a world full of ego, a world full of sin. Overall, a world full of self-righteousness, where that's exactly how everybody, or actually not everybody, but a majority of certain people live their life. Self-righteousness to the teeth, to the bone, and that's one of the top reasons why this society is where it is to this day. I love Christianity, I love Jesus, I love God, I love faith, I love religion, I love church. With all that being said, the abuse of any of that is why we have this negatively occultic society that we have today. Where people are mistaking, where people, I mean, how do I put this? Trying to go in and out of pop culture to describe it, but it's really basic 2+2, isn't it? Especially if you do go into pop culture, how movies and TV shows are made, what the actors are doing, what the actors are saying, the music, the movies. As I said before, you can watch and enjoy all this entertainment. Just do it with discernment, as I've told plenty of people before. When you don't do it with discernment, that's when you let the devil come in and absolutely warp your mind of what right from wrong is. Because a lot of these pieces of movies and music, TV shows and television, you have to understand, a lot of these forms of entertainment, they do take from the Bible. And they are, and some people are writing scripts intentionally to twist and manipulate the Bible into their own little, dirty fix game and so on. But then, once again, that's where it comes to the bottom line of you as the consumer, or do you have the discernment to, decipher? Now, once again, people who definitely are just now logging on to this channel within recent days, weeks, or months, when I started this stuff way back, when I started my deep research into society, government, politics, pop culture, hip hop, you name it, it was definitely around those middle school ages of 11 from 14 or 12 to 14, whichever number you were to go there, or numbers you were to go there. I was heavy into being a Christian truther. Now I still am a Christian truther. It's just more so I am more concise with my Christian truther detail, thought, and conclusions than I previously was when I started way back. These days I am way more, aware of these passages and way more aware of, the trials and tribulations, or whatever you were to call it. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to jump out the woodworks every time with, the same way I did before, but that does mean that, like I said before, I will try to provide the facts, the evidence, and the rational conclusions to help everybody come up with their own logical, I guess, peaceful protest to, again, gain clarity, gain awareness, gain hope, peace, and wisdom. To say a few words of that. And, the abuse of religion is when you're always crying, you're always angry, you're always mad, you're always rebellious, negatively rebellious, and a bunch of other things. Those are some aspects of the abuse of religion. I would say when religion, God, faith, Jesus, Christianity, church is used in the right ways to enhance you. Oh my Lord. Cam Newton signs a 1-year deal with not Panthers, Patriots. Oh, that's yippee. That's yippee. Good job for Cam Newton. Now I know what the title of this video. What that also says for Cam Newton to be signed to the Patriots, to go off on a quick tangent, what does that say, God? What does that say? Actually, I forgot what that says. I mean, because no offense to Cam Newton, I thought he should just take a whole year off from football. Now I understand that doesn't work for everybody, but I promise you, I think Cam Newton that was probably one of his best bets, to just take a whole year off from football and and just again let himself breathe. And you're probably like, dude, he already did that last season. No, that was when he was injured. He did that. I mean, take a year off from football where you're not injured and you're just enjoying life. Enjoying life, enjoying family, enjoying community, enjoying success, prosperity, endorsements, whatever you want to call it. But hey, that's just me and what I think. So on. That's what I thought. I thought him. I think him and Jameis, or just him, should have just taken a year off from football and just did something else. But hey, that doesn't work for everybody, and not everybody believes in that. Dare I say? Or maybe there's another way to phrase it that I just don't know. But again, yeah, the abuse of God, faith, and religion, that's where that all goes into, ladies and gentlemen. When you truly know who Jesus is and have accepted Jesus Christ into your life as your Lord and Savior, it is 110% possible to be happy all the time. Because if you were to ask me, you do become happy all the time. If you personally would ask me, that's just my story, my testimony. You don't have to agree with it. When you know who Jesus is, when you believe in who Jesus is wholeheartedly, and so on and so on, that's what what comes from it. You're happy all the time. You're energetic all the time. You're crafty. You're stealthy. You're magical. You're full of light. You're full of love. You're full of all these fun, bright, beautiful things. Now that does not mean to say your life is just all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. But that does mean sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns probably take up a majority of your life. And the rest, like a probably 80-20 ratio, where the 20% is filled with all the stuff that you're trying to heal, trying to work through, trying to process, and you're trying to do the groundwork on to make into positives, so you can once again flip that 20% into filling in that hole with the rest of with the 80%, to make it 100%. Wow, look at the math that I'm doing. But you get the point. You get the point. Hopefully you get the point of what I'm trying to make there. That was just a random number or numbers to fly out at you, because trust me, there's so many different scales you can put it on, but that's just one of the top scales that I love to put it on is the 80-20 scale. For me, I would say for my life, it's not even 80-20. It's really 99.9%, But that's just me in my life. Everybody else's life with their configurations is totally different. And I can God first accept that and learn with that and grow with that accordingly. God first wants us unashamed. So with that being said, I love everybody, and I want everybody to breathe, focus, be happy, be healthy, be wealthy, all in Christ's name, through Christ, which strengthens you, and so on and so on. I want everybody to understand what their purpose is, what their life is about, how they can build a legacy, how they can, mold an empire, or whatever the words and phrases you were to use there. We can all be happy humans if we just learn who Jesus is and God's plan for our life through Jesus, etc. And so on and so on. And yeah, I'm telling you, because I've been reading these articles. I've been doing some of my own research, and I got a lot more to show with you and share with you, and I hope everybody can understand it, from my viewpoint and perspective, the best way they can. So this probably will be titled NJ2TheCity News in some type of way, but in God we trust. God bless Cam Newton. I thought you should have taken a whole another year off this time, just to, take a step back and just live life itself. But at the same time, good job for you. You're signed with the Patriots. Tim Tebow's turn back in 2013, and now it's your turn. Now in 2020. Wow, I went that far back. Hey, I'm a big Tebow fan, so that's why I went that far back. And they're both Heisman Trophy winners, okay? I always thought that, what's his name, Rivera should have signed Tim Tebow as Cam's backup. I always thought that should have happened. Think about it. To have two former Heisman Trophy winners, plus to have two guys that were former teammates at the University of Florida. Come on. How could that not have worked out better? Come on. Think about it. I think so, personally. Think about it. I think it could have worked. But God first, God bless Cam Newton. The problem with this move is that Cam is obviously the overwhelming favorite to be starting. God bless the guy named Jamar Chase. Hopefully he can stick to that roster and do some things in the preseason to show everybody he is Patrick Mahomes-esque. And he's gonna do some things, but it's definitely Cam Newton and what's his name? Yeah, and Jamar Chase that are the front runners. God bless Jarrett Stidham, but I can only imagine how this is gonna go with this quarterback competition, which isn't even the competition. If Cam Newton's on your roster, it's not even really a competition unless Cam Newton just plays god-awful. Am I right or am I right? Unless Cam Newton plays god-awful, it's not even a quarterback competition. He's your starter, first and foremost, plain and simple. We all know it, you all know it, and so on and so on. Unless he just plays god-awful, So with that being said, your boy, man, NJ to the city.